joined any blogs ever since you left ABS, ano? Boy, have you talked about
No,
this?
no, no.
Not yet? Galing.
Ikaw unang imbita sa akin.
All right, scoop ito. Solid. See, actually, bro, we were able to guest a few former ABS CBN crew before. Yung kay nila Jojo were still in ABS. And I had this former cameraman of ABS come in, talk about the working conditions at the company. And he's one of those guys who filed cases against ABS. The one at the Supreme Court. Mm-hmm. I'm sure si Journally, I don't know if you're familiar with him. He's medyo siya lumabas siya sa hearing sa Congress. Nagsalita siya doon about ABS CBN. Yun.
Ron, wait lang, Ron.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Sorry, doon ka sa lumon. This is live.
Solid, bro. Okay to, bro. Maganda kasi matagal na kitang gustong i-guest istorya.
This is live. This is a formal meeting.
Yun. Ano tayo mga kaibigan? Yun. I'll share with you, boy. If you want to share on your page, in your Facebook account, yung link. I'm sending the link on our private chat. If you want, you can. Ayun, sinend ko sa yung link for this. If you wanna, have your friends watch you. Tapos, okay. Solid. Okay, boy, matagal na kitang gustong ipag-guest sa programa. Kasi ang dami mong pwede ikwento. Tapos hinintay ko lang na wala ka na sa ABS CBN. Sabi ko nga kay Jojo, si Bubu, sabi ko surprise, makinig ka mamaya, meron akong surprise guest para sa iyo. Sino si Boy? Sabi ko, secret, kinig ka lang.
Okay, sinare ko na.
Okay, we're ready. Hey guys, welcome to Istoryang Futbolero. My name is Ron Poblete. With me, we have a very special guest for tonight. Matagal ko na po siyang gustong mag-guest sa Istoryang Futbolero. Dati hindi pa pwede dahil nagtatrabaho pa siya sa ABS CBN. Ngayon he's free to talk about his experiences. Please welcome to the program Istoryang Futbolero, Mr. Buboy Bolanque. Did I get your last name, Boy?
Balangue. Yeah, Balangue, you're right. Balangue, good evening, everyone. Good evening.
Boy, salamat
Magandang gabi.
Thank you for accepting our invitation to join us tonight for Istoryang Futbolero. I know you've been very busy feeding people with your new project.
Yeah. Smoking meats.
Yun, smoking meats. Ang sarap ng mga luto ni Boy. Tsaka yung kanyang, what's your specialty, Boy? Smoked, mga steaks ba to, Boy?
Hindi. Basically, my flagship product now is smoked classic maple bacon.
Yun!
Slabs of bacon.
Pangalan parang ang sarap nun, Boy. Slabs of bacon with...
Maple cured.
Maple cured.
Isang linggong nakababad yun.
Sarap niyan. Later on, we'll give you some links that you can check out on Buboy's Facebook account. I think he has his own page for it as well. Because Buboy... after all, used to be from advertising, so he would know how to advertise his products as well. Ang maganda dito kay Buboy is he's been working for ABS CBN for a very long time, And before that, he has definitely he's a veteran in the advertising industry. Kaya he's the perfect person to talk about Leni Robredo ngayong gabi, mga kaibigan.
I don't know about perfect, pero I can talk about Leni Robredo every time.
Oh yes. Actually, boy, kaya kita naalala bigla ngayong araw kasi nakita ko yung mga post mo about Leni. Kanina umaga, sobrang natawa ako sa mga post mo about her. Pag hindi kung yung if those of you who have been very busy the last few days who didn't catch all this yung mga issues of the day na pinapag-usapan ng mga tao about politics, 'di ba nagkaroon tayo ng live stream ni PRRD last night at ang first things na sinabi niya was actually very telling on what Leni Robredo has been doing in the last week during our yung ating typhoon na dumaan sa Pilipinas. So meron po tayong mga while the government was busy making sure people were safe, recovery efforts were also been and also anong tawag nito, rescue efforts were also being done by the government in places like Cagayan, of course even here in Metro Manila, places like Rizal and also Marikina have been affected heavily by the typhoon Ulysses. Ang gobyerno was quietly busy. If I may stress, no, medyo tahimik lang yung gobyerno, nagtatrabaho, walang tulog 24/7 at si presidente halata naman na talagang haggard ang itsura, pero hindi naman siya lumalabas ng media or hindi kino-cover ng media. Pero the whole time, ang kino-cover ng media ay si Vice Presidente. So parang lumalabas tuloy, biglang lumabas pa talaga yung hashtag na tinatawag na saan ang Pangulo, coinciding with the appearances of the Vice President on every platform. Social media or mainstream media, may kita mo ang pagmumukha ni Leni. Ayun, may kita mo naglalakad under a fallen tree, tapos talaga totally all out photo ops. And people like Buboy noticed and didn't take kindly to what's been going on. Hindi rin maiwasan na maraming naasa na supporters ni Presidente who belong to the so-called 91% of our population who are so annoyed, to say the least, no? Hindi to put it mildly, ay marami talagang naasar kasi itong mga 3% natin, yung mga 3%ers, ay banat ng banat. Sinabayan pa ng mga rally, meron pa itong mga kalokohan ng mga taga-UP na hindi daw sila papasok hanggang hindi daw bumaba sa pwesto si Presidente. 'Di ba? Labo, 'di ba? Nagkaroon pa sila ng hashtag na nag-trending. Bakit naman hindi magte-trend? Teritoryo nila ang Twitter. Lahat sila nandun. Ang dali lang nilang mag-organize. Kaya ngayon here, boy, I just wanted to ask you a few things about what the opposition is doing. Of all the people I know, you have quite a very acute understanding of what they're doing because you know who the people are behind the PR, the public relations of the opposition, and what their intentions are and their agenda. Let's start with that, boy. First of all, why are you one of those annoyed netizens na talagang nag-post na itong mga komento mo in the last few days about Leni Robredo?
Well, totoo naman kasi nakakainis, Ron. Dahil, alam mo kasi it's all for show. And the sincerity is like what? Down the drain. Wala eh.
Yeah.
There's no, una, why would you have media people tag along kung tutulong ka? Bakit yung bang mga AFP natin, tsaka Coast Guard, tsaka Marines, may mga dala-dala mga cameraman, tsaka photographers and writers and producers. Sila ba may dalang ganun? Wala eh. They just go and help. Just go there and help. Ganun lang kasimple. May mga kilala akong nagpunta doon na hindi nga nagpo-post sa social media. Wala mo pala, saan ka galing? Nagpunta kami sa sa Tuigaraw o sa Cagayan o sa Marikina, nagbigay kami ng pagkain. Nagluto. Nagpamigay ng pagkain at nagluto. That's it. Yun lang naman yun eh. Pero, here comes Leni with the entourage of what, 20 people, may cameraman, may producer, may director.
Ito nga,
Tapos,
boy, pinapakita ko nga yung post mo,
ayan, exactly.
showing the the setup na ginawa ni Leni doon sa mga pinuntahan niya.
Look at the irony. Sasabihin niya na hindi, wala kaming team. Eh, ano yun? Ano yan? Resibo. May resibo. I mean, wala nang lokohan, di ba?
Tapos meron ka pang pinakita dito, Boy, apart from this post. Dito nga makikita mo yung may cameraman. I'm sure this person you showed here is from the media. Yung camera pang professional eh.
Exactly.
'Di ba? Parang broadcast standard na camera yung dala at dalawa pa sila at merong itong babaeng nakaputi. Taka muna, ito ba'y kinuha sa isang location, Boy, or this is just an example?
It looks like it came from a location, but the point is, it's staged. Obviously, it's staged.
Right.
If you're helping, dapat wala yan. If you're sincerely helping, wala yan. Walang ganyan. Ibig sabihin, the entire point of that post is, this woman is really the main character of a bigger story, a bigger narrative that the opposition is trying to sell.
Right.
Yun lang yun. Ito pa, nakakatawa to. Baliktad talaga. Parang, sikat natin. 1,000 tayo dito, pero atin lang. Parang, ang labo, di ba?
Parang kino-contradict niya yung sarili niya eh. Di ba? Nasa News 5, yung kanyang quote, sabi ko po, kasi wag na nila akong ipakilala, kaya sila lang ang nakakaalam na pumunta ako dito. Sabi ko po, sa evacuees, wag nang sasabihin. Pero bakit nasa News 5 kung ganun
exactly.
Yung
Exactly. Di ba?
Talagang ginagago rin tayo. Hindi mo, I'm sorry pero parang feeling ko paminsan ginagago tayo ng mga to, Boy eh. Di ba?
Ako nga ron parang, ginagago ba tayo? O sadyang tanga-tanga lang talaga sila eh. I mean, if I were, if I were running Leni's show, wala kang makikita sa online. Wala kang makikita, wala. Ang magsasabi kung nandun siya o wala, yung mga natulungan niya.
Oo, tama.
Pero I won't show her face.
Tama.
I won't show her face.
Ayaw ko sana ituro to, Boy, kasi baka merong mga nakikinig ng mga operators na biglang magkaroon ng idea.
Ay, oo nga,
diba? Parang ma-realize.
Diba?
Oo. Masyado silang stage. Yun yung term na pwedeng gamitin, Boy, no? Masyado silang stage yung kanilang mga ginagawa. No?
Because the people behind this, you are used to doing such things na dapat malinis, dapat up to par, dapat walang mali. Pero they can't see the bigger picture. They miss certain common sense areas na dapat alam nila yan eh. Sige, sabi mo na, Ron, mag-ano ka, kunyari tuturo ka sa air, tumuturo ka para medyo dramatic. Okay lang yan, fine. Pero huwag ka maglalagay ng fallen tree sa likod. Paano ka nakatawid dyan, di ba?
Hindi nga daw, pumasok ka sa ilalim ng puno. Yun yung meron diba, na crevice ng puno na nahulog, may space doon sila sumiksik sa loob. Yun daw yun.
Nag-teleport nga daw. Nag-teleport from the tree. Labo, di ba?
Boy,
I mean, sige,
go. Yeah, go ahead. Sige.
Kasi the point is, if you're going to help, edi tama yung do it silently. Alam mo yung the old biblical saying na the right hand doesn't have to know what the left hand is doing. Exactly the point eh. Ganun yun eh. Hindi mo na paalam. Tapos biglang mahabutan mo na, ay nagpunta nga siya dito, tumulong siya.
Tama.
Tingin mo anong mas matatandaan? Anong mas matatandaan yung pinaplaster mo yung mukha mo? Para, tumulong ako dito nga ako. Ba't yung presidente walang ginagawa, kami meron. I mean, di ba?
Boy,
We have a...
Boy, si ano natin, one of our co-hosts every Wednesday sa Istoryang Futbolero, si Miss Celine Veloso.
Hi,
Welcome our
Celine.
guest. Buboy, formerly of ABS CBN. A former advertising executive, si Buboy. Celine. Si Celine.
Hi, Celine.
Si Celine naman, boy, nagtatrabaho sa isang advertising agency. Dating siya based in Singapore. Yon.
Oh, what advertising agency is this?
It's a boutique agency called Cross Pacific Global.
I've heard of it. Yeah, I've heard of it, yeah.
Yeah. So magandang gabi po sa inyo.
Good evening, good evening.
Salamat, Celine, na pag you found time to spend here at Istoryang Futbolero. Na-miss ka ng mga ating mga viewers last week.
Oh, sorry. I had a client.
Ayun. So, Celine, thank you for joining us just in time for our conversation ni Buboy about Miss Leni Robredo, the Vice President. Si Buboy is just giving us the lowdown on how things have transpired so far. I mean, alam ko yung point ng ibang supporters si Leni. Bakit ba tayo nagagalit kay Leni na tumutulong na naman siya? Hindi naman tayo nagagalit dahil tumutulong siya. That's all in good, di ba, boy? Ang problema yan, pag ginamit natin yung kanyang pagtutulong, yung kanyang tulong sa ibang objective or agenda, which is very obvious. The fact na lumabas lang yung picture niya na tumutulong sa mga nasalanta ng bagyo, tapos biglang may Twitter feed na lalabas na saan ang Pangulo, and then all these different personalities in unison, di ba, boy, biglang, sila lahat nagcha-chime in about that, ginagatungan yung yung hashtag na yun. Obvious na masyado, hindi naman tayo bobo, di ba, boy?
Pero yung sabi ko sa'yo, Ron, it's well orchestrated.
Okay,
It's well orchestrated. Nakaplano yan. Ika nga, I'm sure Celine knows this. Naka-VMS yan.
Yun.
Di ba? Week 1, week 2, week 3, nakaplano yan hanggang sa launch date. Ito yung launch date. Bagyo. Ito, tara. Manggulo tayo. Wala pa munggulo. Di ba? Ganun yun.
Boy, bigyan mo naman ng short explanation yung term na VMS. Para
visual marketing schedule. Alam ni Celine yan. Nakalatag lahat yun. Kung kailan, anong sasabihin, di ba? Marunong ka I'm sure alam ni Celine yan na maglalata ka ng messaging, paano mo sasabihin, sino magsasabi, kailan sasabihin. Tapos escalating yan. Pag ganitong binabinanat natin, ito ang babanat natin. Plan A, plan B, plan C. May ganyan yan. Who better know how to do this than Yoli Ong?
Yon. Have you heard of that name, Celine? I mean, you've been in the industry for a long time. No. You don't know Yoli Ong talaga. Medyo batikang yun advertiser from ano ba siya, boy? Grace, ano yan?
Campaigns in Gray.
Campaigns in Gray.
Yeah. Well, medyo disconnected na kasi ako from the local scene since I went to Singapore.
Kasi Singapore
So, hindi ako ganun ka-updated.
Pero
yeah.
Celine, do you agree with Boy because you medyo yung smile ni Celine na very telling kasi naiintindihan niya yung mga sinasabi ni Buboy. Kasi Celine has been part of campaigns also herself before. She's helped some candidates with elections.
In a different way, not in that way. I mean, I just sell the ads, diba? Ako lang nagbebenta ng mga ad space.
Okay.
Kung sino bumili, open to all naman.
And boy, hindi natin pwedeng ipagkaila na at this point in time, it's already the tail end of 2020. 2022 is just around the corner. And a lot of these people, characters or personalities are posturing already. at this as early as now.
Yeah.
And everything that can be talked about nationally is an opportunity for them to be heard or to be seen, right? Or to be recognized. Tama ba, boy? Tama ba yung ating assessment?
Tama. Tama
Yun.
naman. Pero may i-share ako sa isang observation. Look,
Ah,
Leni now is really posturing, obviously. Alam na natin na she has an agenda for 2022. Okay. Ang question ko sa inyo dalawa, bakit siya lang? Where is the Pacquiaos of this world? Where
Right.
where are the Jesus Cuderos of this world? Asan sila Bongbong? Asan yung mga malaking pangalan? Why Leni? Bakit si Leni lang? Is it because panic time na sa kanya? I don't know. Baka desperate moves na, di ba? I don't know. Ako hindi ko alam, pero ang tanong ko lang is, bakit siya? Siya lang ba talaga ang maging sacred cow ever since?
Ako, I can imagine, boy, what goes on in their Viber groups, no, when they have or their Zoom meetings, talking about the issues or talking about their plans, or as you would call it, yung VMS ba yan, na meron bang syempre meron silang set dates, nililay-out na nila yung plano nila until the end of 2021, where they will have to gauge whether or not he is a viable candidate for the Liberal Party. At tinatansya na rin siguro yung the powers that be behind that party, whether the Leni will stand a chance winning in 2022. So ngayon pa lang siguro pinupulsuhan na Boy, no? At nag-uusap sila.
For sure. For sure yan. Hanggang 2022 na yan, Ron. Nakaplano na hanggang 2022. Have any of you read Franco Mabanta's blog entry sa Facebook about the presidential votes and the senatorial votes?
Yeah, I read that. I read the post from Franco Mabanta. He works for a PR company, di ba? I think he has his own PR.
He has his own.
Going. And he's released some polls on senatorial balls and presidential balls. Why? What have you gathered from his post, Boy?
Yung part about kasi as far as I can recall, ang nabasa ko dun is, of course, si Pacquiao is running. Okay, Pacquiao is definitely running. But I don't really know if Bongbong will run as VP or as president. If he runs for VP, ang kalaban ngayon ni Leni would be Sara. So it's gonna be Sara Bongbong. Yun ang napupulsuhan nila. Okay, but if Manny runs, mahahati ang votes for sure. Malakas din si Manny. Mahahati yan. So will Manny give way to Bongbong or to Sara? I don't know. But having said that, maybe that's one of the reasons why Leni is posturing this early. Kasi natatakot sila. I don't know, may ba possibility na kailangang at this early medyo mag-ingay tayo. Pwede kasing gano'n We don't really know. What do you think, Celine?
Hindi kaya Boy, some of or Celine, for a would-be candidate or a prospect to try to convince people at a very early stage, at the early point in time before the elections, hindi ba won't this work against him, Celine? Like I don't know if you're familiar with the Binay campaign back in 2016. He did have like the support. He had the groundwork talaga laid out. Ang ganda ng niya, ng setup niya. He had like the support from all the barangays all over the country. Pero you know what happened there, right? Early campaigning, 2 years before the actual elections, he set the groundwork. But what happened? It didn't work out for him. Ano tingin mo, Celine?
Well, I don't know. I don't really know. Siguro nga, like she has, I mean, the only one thing is meron talaga siyang agenda, which is to win, di ba? But also maybe because she's facing, I'm not sure, I don't know anything, but baka she really just wants to protect her reputation and for her to be seen in a positive light.
Mm. Yeah,
They're
ang
not,
question ko dyan, Celine, if you are the type of person who has the... Kasi alam mo, in fairness to the Vice President, I've heard stories from people I worked with at the DILG. They say naman that he's such a decent woman. When, her husband was still the DILG Interior Secretary, they got to know her a little bit. And she seems very down to earth. She seems like a nice person. The thing is, I'm not so sure about her leadership qualities in terms of how she gets easily controlled by her PR arm. Kasi alam mo, if you're the type of person, kagaya kita mo si presidente, 'di ba? Konting ano lang konting puri lang sa kanya ng kanyang mga tauhan niya. I've heard stories nga of people creating ABPs for him, paying tribute to him. Naiinis siya, pinapagalitan niya, nakokornihan siya. Ayaw niya nung binibigyan siya ng plaudits or people praising him. So hindi ko lang alam kung si Leni has that same type of character na if it doesn't feel natural to her, does she tell the person, no, I don't want to do that? Diba? Because that reflects some sort of, what's the word for that, boy? Na character, di ba? May sarili kang paninindigan na you're not gonna sell yourself out for the heck, just to get votes or sympathy from people.
I think, I don't know, like, I am feeling ko masyadong extreme yon yung accusation na selling yourself out. I mean, I don't know, parang if I'm a public figure, my intention is for, I think everybody, diba? Parang you want to be seen as a force of good.
Mm-hmm.
So, kanya-kanyang tactics. Si President Duterte, that's him, diba? Parang that's how he's known, that's why people love him, and that's his personality, and he's being authentic. With Leni, I think if she follows her PR, if she's okay with it, I don't know if how much different the direction they're going is versus what she wants.
Mm-hmm.
Alam mo yun? So I don't know because I don't know her personally. You know what I mean? So I don't know whether how much of like what's being shown to her is really truly her.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know someone, for example, like super good sa PR. He's like a CEO of this company. Sobrang galing ng PR niya. Parang sobrang niyang amazing, 'di ba? Everything is so beautiful and amazing. But there's also a side of that person na hindi rin kanais-nais, that only the people who really know this person can see.
Yeah.
Diba? But everyone else, but those beautiful points of that person, it's true, it's truthful. Ayun,
Yeah,
pero kasi
I get where you're coming from, Celine. That we should give the vice president the benefit of the doubt. Maybe her intentions are good. Maybe the people who are just framing this intention or her personality has just gotten it wrong. Maybe she's not the type to tell people off who are working for her. Na, uy, hindi ko yan, gusto yung ganyan na kailangan. Let me just show, let's welcome Eric first. No? Eric, kumusta? Eric,
Uy, Kuya Buboy,
hi,
kumusta?
Eric.
ayun. Ayun, I just want to show the screen again of Buboy, yung pinost ni Boy sa kanyang Facebook page. Kasi gusto kong ipakita. I don't know if you see the cursor of my mouse. And ito yung mga itong photos ni Leni, makikita mo dito na sa picture na to, sa body language pa lang, is she's getting instructions from the would na parang apparently the director
Yeah.
of this stage photo. So makikita mo siya na okay, parang yung body language niya, so dito ako tatayo, so andun ang camera, and then you can tell that she's just following instructions from whoever is telling her what to do. So doon pa lang kasi, I mean, I know that shouldn't be a problem, boy. You know, everybody uh, uh, who has experience getting into politics, I'm sure at one point has gotten instruction from a PR person on how to do things. But what's your take on that, boy? I mean, going back to what Celine said, does this change your opinion about the vice president? That there, you know, if you were to give her the benefit of the doubt, is it possible for her to be just like, you know, ito yung gustong pagawin sa akin eh. Kagaya nung kinunan siya ng litrato sa may sa may South Superhighway sa tapat ng Shell Magallanes na nakatalikod. Nag-aabang ng bus na wala namang pumaparang bus doon. Yes, boy. Uy,
Ay,
nawala
wala
si
kang
Bubi.
audio, sir.
Wala audio mo, boy.
I mean, for me, there's nothing wrong with using PR, you know. Pero, yun nga, kasi, it's up to the people to decide whether true ba yung intention ng isang tao or hindi.
Yeah. You know, I mean, everyone naman, I mean, in the public sphere, no, I think uses some sort of PR, whether it's professionally paid or sila-sila lang or something like that, diba? And they do get directions because it is an image contest dito sa Philippines.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, it is eh, diba? So, I think, ano lang, yung kay Leni siguro, I think they're pushing really hard because for the Liberal Party, sabi nga dito sa chat box natin from our
Which one?
listeners. Um
Si Francis? Si
yeah, I
Francis
think
ba
it was
to?
Francis. Yeah, I think it was Francis. Sabi wala silang choice talaga because wala na silang ibang pwedeng iharap, no? Right now. Medyo tainted na kasi yung isang candidate nila si Mar Rojas. And I'm not really sure if Mar Rojas can bounce back. I mean, into a presidential role. Possibly siguro senatorial baka pwede pa siya. I think right now kasi it's only Leni that can actually run as president. And they're trying their best right now to test the waters whether or not kakagat ba yung mga tao, yung popularity ba niya tataas o hindi. So they're trying, no? They're paying professionals. They're saying na oh, make Lenny look good because we need her image to be nice, right? To be presidential and stuff like that. And the thing
So,
is kasi medyo we can see right through it eh. Remember her sauna where she had glasses on, her hair was pulled back
her
and her
series
hands were
of
like that.
videos that were posted on national media.
Yeah,
Parang
I mean for a lot of people that's nice. I mean, bumenta sa kanila yon for a lot of people. But also, no, for a lot of people, hindi rin siya nagbumenta. Parang, oh man, that's so fake. Right? Parang ganun.
mm,
I mean, kasi, di ba, you compare it to the president right now. Si President Duterte, walang pakialam sa PR eh. Di ba? And he's out there just working.
Yeah.
Whether people think it's a good job or not, it's really up to the people to judge, but he's just out there working. Yun yung difference nung dalawa. And
right.
I think Leni is fighting or the group of Leni is trying to fight against that, na let's bring back the old ways of the politicians na dapat ganito, dapat ganyan, dapat prim and proper, dapat nakaputi ka, dapat naka-glasses ka and stuff like that. Diba? So parang I think the voters right now, no, or the Filipinos right now, I think they can really see through that now. So I think that's the main obstacle of the Liberal Party right now,
Boy,
is really the image of Leni. Yes.
that's a good point, Erica. I want to ask Boy nga kasi he's very familiar with the people behind Lenny's PR. Boy, wala ba silang parang learning curve as far as veteran advertisers are programmed when if something is not working for your candidate or for your party, wala bang adjustments that are being made if you're a real talagang hard-nosed PR person, Boy? You, based
Well,
on your experience?
Rick, okay na ba yung mic ko? Narinig na.
Yeah, okay na.
Okay. So, well, like I told you kanina nung wala pa si Eric at si Celine, sila Yoli Ong. Yoli Ong is I don't know if Eric knows or familiar with the name Yoli Ong. She's with Campaigns in Gray, and she's one of the pillars
I
of the local
remember her.
advertising. Yeah, of course. Now, si Yoli Ong ang nagsimula nung campaign noon nung tumakbo si Pinoy.
Yun.
Okay.
Right, okay.
So, talagang liberal leaning talaga si Yoli among other pillars of the advertising industry in the Philippines. Andyan na sila Nonoy Gallardo, andyan na sila Mari Monteagudo, and my former boss Robert Labayan. Sila yan na they know how to do campaigns, brilliant ones, award-winning lahat yung mga yan. As far as templates are concerned and yung mga fallbacks if nothing is working, may plans yan, Ron. May mga plano sila, may mga plan A, plan B, mga yan. But it's all template for me as far as I'm concerned. It's all template. Maganda na yung point na sinabi ni Eric kanina na na magkaiba kasi ng pag-present. Kay Leni, pag-present siya as malinis, untainted, laging goody two shoes, ika nga, di ba? Vis-a-vis Duterte na rough, brazen, ganyan siya. But the real thing here is yung the fact na yung malinis is not real. That's why there's a 3% and a 91%. Kasi kita nila yung totoo eh. And what do you believe in? You believe something that's real. And si presidente, ayaw nga niya ng PR efforts eh. Nagtatrabaho ng tahimik. Hindi naman, ano bang pinaka-visible na campaign na ginawa niya nung tumakbo siya? It's just a huge meeting de avance in Donate, and that's it. But before that, there wasn't any.
Wala. I remember, Boy, yung 2016, yung mga videos na ginawa niya for Disiplina Duterte, ano lang siya, he was just asked na, "Oy, Mayor, pwede ka bang," remember that video nung para sa Pasko, yung nakaupo siya sa yung mga addict, mga pusher, mag-ingat.
Oh yeah.
Ngayon Pasko, kung hindi kayo magbago,
pusher mag-ingat. Yeah. Exactly, but that's so real. That's how, di ba? So nakalimutan sabihin kanina na yung pag-present kay Leni is so fake and we can see through it. Tapos may point of comparison ka pa na itong si presidente na ayaw ng fanfare. So saan ka maniniwala ngayon? Kayo ka maniniwala? Kayo ka mas maglilin? Something tangible or something that's not?
I mean, for me kasi, I get your point, diba? Like, yeah. If yung pagbabasehan is authenticity, syempre, talagang, kung yun yung issue, then, syempre, makikita mo talaga, okay, si President Duterte is real. Like, more real because of the presentation. But I think the bigger question, I think what we should really be talking about is not really them and their personalities, but it's more of like, what do they stand for? Parang for me kasi like, okay, it could be any person, it could be anybody. I think yun yung parang kailangan pag-usapan. It's not really them. I mean, they're the representatives. But what do they stand for? What are their issues? Bakit ba sila nag-aaway? Ano ba yung mga saan ba sila nagdi-disagree when it comes to matters of problems of the country, 'di ba? I think yun yung kailangan pag-usapan. I think that's where what people should really be talking about.
Alam mo, natumbok mo si Lina, tama yung yung pag-segue mo diyan. Kasi lahat ito may pinaguhugutan tong frustration ng mga supporters ni Presidente. And in the same way that the supporters of Leni Robredo and that 3% also have their stand on issues. Ang pinagsimulan naman talaga ito si Linda. Alam mo, this is my take on what happened in 2016, boy, Eric. Si President, si Mayor Duterte is just the result of decades of frustrations of Filipinos discontent, getting sick and tired of the same old system no matter who you put there as president. It seems like it's the same old bullshit. Diba? 1986 was like a promise of a new day. Diba? Tapos na yung diktatura ni President Marcos. Okay na tayo dyan. Okay, ayos. We were able to win the freedom back. Happy lahat. Okay, even ng mga komunista na nag-enjoy dahil na talo na natin ng diktatura. 'Di ba? Tapos si Cory Aquino represented a bright future. Looks like it's going to be the 80% neglected sector of our society, the poor, will be finally saved from their predicament and then they will be lifted out of poverty. 30 years later, wala pa rin nangyari. Ganun pa rin, mahihirap pa rin yung mga mahihirap. Yumaman na lang sino ang yumaman? Yung mga dumikit kay Cory Aquino. Kung sino yung mga, nung panahon ni Marcos na tinatawag natin mga crony, nagkaroon lang ng different set of characters who benefited from that administration. Diba? Ngayon itong mga tao na to na supporters ni Presidente in 2016 got sick and tired of the bullshit and decided, we need somebody who is more radical in thinking, who's authentic and is there to just talagang serve the neglected, the poor, the sector of society na talagang kinalimutan na ng lahat ng mga oligarky na to tsaka itong mga politiko na wala nang ginawa kundi magpayaman. In the last 30 years. Diba? So now, that same group who lost in 2016, who lost the power, na tinatawag na natin na dilawan, the yellow, the yellow group na tinatawag natin, and even the komunista, the old time naman talaga, what they want is to topple government and replace it. Diba? They're just banding together, saying the same shit. But the truth is, they just represent something that people are really frustrated about, which is the politicking, the lying, the conniving, and being backed by interest groups all throughout. At the same time, in the guise of saying, we're here for everyone. I'm here to help the poor. Tumutulong lang po kami sa mga nasalanta, sa bagyo. Ganito. Puro sila, kagaya ng sabi ni Buboy, puro template lang lahat yun eh. Kaya hindi nagre-register yung authenticity sa mga kabila dahil hindi talaga sila authentic. Yun ang problema.
I get you, Ron, no? And you guys know that I'm a supporter of the current administration. But ang akin lang kasi is what people really want is a better working government. And sa point nga ni Ron, for the past 30 years, wala masyadong nangyayari. The poor remained poor, the ultra-rich became more rich. Middle class, medyo okay naman din nangyari sa middle class. I mean, to be fair, the middle class became stronger. The middle class has more disposable income now. Kaya natin nakikita, ang daming bumibili ng kotse, daming bumibili ng mga lupa, ng mga kondo, daming nag-i-invest sa stock market, sa bumibili ng insurance and so on and so forth. So there is some sort of improvement, but it's still not enough because what we see sa administrations before. Even now, marami pa rin trapo eh, 'di ba? Marami pa ring trapo sa current government ngayon. And that's one of the things kung bakit, to Ron's point, kung bakit people decided na okay, let's try this guy for a change because he speaks our language. Hindi siya parang he seems true enough, no? And he's very transparent. Sabihin niya,
hindi lang try this guy, Rick. He represents our point of view. People
yeah,
who are
exactly.
frustrated of the current situation that we are in. This talagang unsurmountable parang pile of shit that has been piled na parang binuo sa ating lahat ng mga Pilipino dahil sa mga nila sa kailang agendas. Celine,
No.
sorry for the bad vibes. Si Celine, gusto nito ni Celine kasi medyo well, si Celine
Tinatry ko
tuloy
nang
medyo
ayusin
na
Ron eh.
sorry
No, but
si Guru Celine medyo na ko talaga.
no, yun nga eh. So what I'm saying is, I think yun nga eh, yun din ang siguro nangyari sa US kaya nga nanalo si Trump because they wanted
Oh,
something else, right?
totoo naman
And
talaga.
there are also
Oo.
some other places in Europe na biglang nagbago yung ruling party, no? So I think at that time 2016 there was such a huge global discontent of what's happening currently in the political sphere of things, not just here in the Philippines, and I think it's worldwide eh. Kaya siguro ganun na nakita natin noong 2016. It's
What you
just
know what
that
the global epidemic kasi talaga, Rick, Boy, Celine, is yes, we have COVID right now, but in the last few decades or so, not only here in the Philippines, but the entire world is what we call the liberal hypocrisy. That is the epidemic that we are experiencing right now. People who pretend to be fighting for a good cause, but in truth, they're just actually there for someone else's agenda in the guise of something that is, socially acceptable.
yeah.
Yun ang
And
problema natin,
and again,
Sen.
that's true for a lot of countries, not just the Philippines. And we have to understand that politicians will always be politicians. They will be
That's true.
dirty
That's true.
one way or another. Okay? So, ang atin lang kasi is, for example, I mean, let's compare the Philippines to a country like maybe Singapore or Japan or even sabihin natin Vietnam, Thailand, mga ganyan. They have progressed so much in the past 40 to 50 years, even overtaking the Philippines. So, para sa akin, yun eh, lagi na lang ganun eh, na yung commentary ng mga tao if they travel, ba't ang ganda dito, ba't sa Pilipinas hindi ganun? Di ba? Parang bakit dito disiplinado yung mga tao, when it's a stoplight, nagsistop pati motor, pati bisikleta nagsistop. Bakit sa elevators hindi nag-agawan? Bakit nakapila yung mga tao sa public transportation and hindi nagsisikuhan? Mga ganun eh. So, I think that's one of
Dagdagan mo na rin, may madagdag ako dyan,
gripes.
Rick. This is like an advocacy of mine ever since I started working for government. Bakit ang Pilipino, pag nasa ibang bansa, disiplinado, pero pag nasa ating bansa,
Yeah, exactly.
ay iba yung personalidad. Diba?
Yun na nga. So, we are a country of laws. We have so many laws written, but the people who empower these laws don't even observe it. Wala eh. Di ba? Di ba yung mga police, kunwari, stoplight, red light. Siya, ito nga yung kwento ko dati, di ba? May gumagano na yung police, stop. Dumediretso pa rin yung kotse. Binabaan pa yung ng bintana, parang dadaan ako something like that. So sinabi ko dun sa police, parang, pre, halika nga rito, ba't mo yan mga kailangan mong hulihin? Di ba? Sabi niya, sir, problema kasi niya, may kadikit yan mga yan eh. Di ba? Ang ayoko lang mangyari is mawalan ako ng trabaho, masisante ako, either that, or ma-assign ako sa malayo. Ganun ang ginagawa niya sa mga pulis dito eh. Kunwari, kumpare ko si police chief ganito, blah, blah, blah. hinaras ako ng isang PO1. Sabi ko, pucha, tawagan ko to si kumpare. Pare, ito si Poblete, ganito. PO1 Poblete, hinaharas ako. Bay, ikaw, very next day, either si Sante ka or i-assign ka dun sa Tugigaraw or something. Somewhere
Oh,
really.
totoo
Yun yung
naman talaga yan,
problema
Rick.
natin dito eh. So,
Totoo naman talaga yan, Rick.
the enforcement of law here in the Philippines
Is
is
optional.
really, it's kind of like a suggestion. Di ba? Ay, ang no left turn na yan, suggestion lang yan.
Hindi, kaya nga, Rick, that's one of a myriad of problems that we are experiencing as a nation nga, na matagal na yan, systemic yung problema na yan. And we have a president who's willing to go out on in a limb to confront that problem no matter what people might say.
Yeah,
Ngayon,
exactly.
ang issue kasi ng kabila ng ating mga kapatid sa sa opposition ay ayaw nila yung mga pamamaraan ni Presidente. Yun lang naman talaga eh. First of all, he's uncouth. Hindi siya presidentiable according to them. Number
Let
two.
me stop you there. Before you continue, the only reason why they don't like Duterte is because they're not in power.
Well, that's true. That's
Exactly.
obviously that's also a big part of it.
Kahit sinong nakaupo dyan, kunyari si Miriam pa ba yan, o kung sino-sino ba yung nakaupo dyan, just as long as hindi sila yung nakaupo, they will hate that person. They will say, oh, that guy swears, this guy is not rough in the edge. Ganun lang kasimple yun. It just so happened na si Duterte nakaupo dyan.
But hindi mo rin patanggal kasi yung factor na talagang they discriminate against provincianos. I mean, first of all, they don't like him as a person. I mean, he's not the archetype of the decente-looking presidente na magaling magsalita, orator. Si presidente is very natural. He says what he thinks, he feels, and he's very honest about it. And they don't like that. And second, they have this notion that the president is, kumbaga, may extreme measures siya when it comes to dealing with criminality. Hindi, gusto nila, we have to be a country of laws. Human rights ang kanilang pinupush, and they don't think President Duterte respects that. But they don't even consider the fact that our society has deteriorated to the point where if you go to, ang reality pag pumunta ka sa squatter area, hindi yan sila sumusunod sa batas talaga. At pag pinakiusapan mo yung mga yan, ay hindi talaga yun makikinig sa'yo. Kailangan ng tao na medyo diretso, which President Duterte is.
Yeah.
And results, in the last 4.5 years, grabe na yung resulta ng mga ginawa ni Presidente ng mga reforma. Di ba, Rick? Boy, I'm sure na-experience mo to. I don't know if Celine has experienced this before. You talk to a taxi driver, a grab driver, they will tell the same thing, say the same thing. Sa kanilang neighborhood, napaka-safe na. Hindi kagaya dati, takot sila maglakad sa labas. Okay? Kaya 91% ang support ni Presidente kasi meron talagang nangyari na pagbabago. Yun yung point doon sinasabi ko na hindi naintindihan ng 3%. For them kasi, lahat by the book. Ito kasi ang tamang bagay na gagawin natin. Ito yung aming moralidad. Ito dapat ang sundin kasi kami ang tama. Hindi naman sila nakatira sa squatter area para maintindihan nila kung paano ang buhay sa squatter area. 'Di ba?
Alam mo, ganito lang talaga dapat eh. I mean, in the words of our very cool and very handsome friend, Mikel, ang dapat lang talaga ang gawin ng Pilipino is love, togetherness, and alam mo yun, magkaintindihan lang tayo. We just need to be pro-Filipino. Okay? Ang nangyayari talaga kasi ngayon, I mean, let's step back a bit. What's really happening now is it's a conflict, it's a struggle to regain power. Okay? So one entity is trying to hold on to power and the other one is trying to take it away from them. So yun ang nangyayari. So banatan talaga sila. Okay? And that's the sad part of the Philippines. And before, sabi ko,
Rick, hindi ba
if Leni wanted to win sa 2022, sana day one pa lang sinuportahan niya si President Duterte.
Kaya nga maraming naiinis at nagre-react sa kanila kasi ganito yan. Rick, this is not about one maintaining power and one trying to get it from them. I think this is about somebody winning the election in 2016, doing his best to do a job and to really help people, and you have another party trying to destroy it or to ransack the situation by coming up with these different ploys. Every year na lang meron silang sinusumbat at sinasabi na hindi na lang sila na mag-cooperate and to try their best to be more constructive. Kung may criticism, sure, hindi naman binapagbawal yan dadara nga sila ng in the last few years wala namang pumipigil sa kanila. 'Di ba? Ang ingay nga nila. 'Di ba? Nakatulong ba 'yun? Hindi. Nakatulong ba yun sa image natin sa ibang bansa? Hindi. 'Di ba? Celine, sorry, nasa-stress kita sa conversation na to. Medyo na-trigger ako dun sa sinabi mo about the other side.
Sinabi ni Celine?
Hindi, sinabi kasi ni Celine na dapat pag-usapan natin kung ano ba talagang reason kung bakit nila ginagawa yung ginagawa nila. Baka meron naman silang valid point in their position, in their their argument. Kaya tuloy naalala ko bigla kung bakit ako inis na inis sa kanila. Kasi ito nga, di ba?
Relax
wala nang ginawa ko din sabotahe ng mga ginagawa ng
si Celine. Celine, turuan mo nga kung paano mag-relax. Ano yung sinasabi natin?
Bro,
Hinga lang.
Gusto mo ng soju? Kuha ko ng soju for you.
Sorry boy, medyo kulang sa yata medyo nagbigan na nga ako pero hindi ko mapigilan yung sarili ko para maasar But before let me just tone it down a little bit the rhetoric talking about the other side. Let me read some of the messages here. Take break muna tayo sa sa aking frustration. Si Dor Sugimoto, dito po sa Japan takot ang tao sa pulis. Sabi naman ni Duterte ay traditional media has had the monopoly of manufacturing consent for decades. The advancement in communications and social media disrupted this. Hence the Arab Spring, Duterte, Trump, etc. Yeah, that's good. Tama. One of our viewers from another group says, alam nyo, saan ba yan? Sabi niya, alam nyo, basura talaga si Leni. Sabihin na natin ang totoo, basura si Leni kung hindi nadaya si Bongbong Marcos ng Smartmatic, di mananalo si Leni. Yeah, that's definitely something that people have been arguing about in the last 4 years.
I just want to say, I think Leni is also in a position where she cannot do certain things that she wants because it's the party who's dictating. It's the publicity people that's
yun na nga, sabi nga niya kanina, nabubuhay ko na may mga talking points na na talagang nilalabas sila sa media at meron silang direksyon that's been set for their campaign. 'Di ba, boy?
I'm pretty sure.
May plano yan.
May plano.
Di ba parang sabi mo nga, boy, di ba parang templated siya and stuff like that.
Templated siya, sigurado yan.
Sabi ni Don Pelonio, nakakainis lang doon sila ngaw-ngaw sa Republic of Twitter para banatan ng Pangulo, tapos pag binanatan sila, pabalik ng Pangulo, takbo agad sila sa mga biased mainstream media para doon maghugas kamay at magpabango sa publiko. Nagkaroon nga ng hashtag breakdown ba yun? Meltdown, hashtag meltdown. Mga loko-loko. Ganyan talaga si Presidente. Kailan ba nag-meltdown si Presidente? Very calculated yung mga sinasabi niya sa ere. Kaya naman sila, kakagatin sila karamihan ng mga mamamayan, kakasuka, manood ng balita sa bias media. Pop beans na lang. Tanawa na ako, Byron, o uban pang media outfit na fear mag-handle ng issues.
Maganda yung point kanina Maganda yung point kanina na na before kasi before 2016 hindi ganun ka rampant tuloy. Hindi ganun ka effective or hindi pa ganun ka nagagamit ng social media. But when social media came in, that's when Duterte came in, and it was a fight between being organic and being organized. organized yung Liberal Party, but organic took place and organic one.
Yeah.
Wala
That's
ano
a good point.
ano yung campaign? Ano yung campaign na ginawa ng si Duterte? Wala naman eh. The social media was behind Duterte. And
Yeah.
it's organic. It's one powerful organic entity.
Yeah.
Tapos itong Liberal Party, organized sila with funds and everything. Hindi nanalo. So right now, I think they're trying to use social media. Well, sa
Yeah.
Twitter na naman sila. So ano naman yun?
Yeah. I agree with you, Buboy. And I think
Diba?
with social media, people really have more access to, to our leaders. And yun nga, unfortunately, may mga bias na mga media. But also like us, because we're in this platform, we also have to be responsible in, sharing the right information. Kasi nga, maraming ano dyan eh. Maraming fake news, maraming like misinformation. So
Oh,
we have to do our part to and also like for the politicians, for the leaders, they can, yun nga, like now Leni, she's doing her best to use the tool, diba? To use social media to to show her light. And unfortunately, it's not reflecting nicely on the people, and because people can see right through that.
yeah.
Nga, diba? So,
Exactly.
kanya-kanyang ano yun eh, kanya-kanyang way, but let the people see what's real.
Well,
Buti
yeah.
na lang meron tayong soothing effect is Lin sa ating programa ngayong gabi. Kaya nga ka nandito sa Lini. Kaya nga sabihin na pumunta ka dito na maging part ka ng programa tonight. Kasi,
Kumakalma ka ba ron? Kumakalma ka.
siya yung ano natin eh. Siya yung voice of reason at saka siya yung apolitical side of things na hindi hindi siya invested in any party or anybody. Actually, si Celine doesn't even pay attention to all these political comments on social media. She refuses to participate in that conversation. So she presents a very balanced, kumbaga, opinion on what we are talking about here, boy. Although, syempre, nung sinabi niya,
Maganda nga kasi outside looking in siya eh.
correct, tama. At, hindi siya,
And agree rin ako dun sa sinabi ni Eric kanina, yun nga, na parang we should just focus on working together, diba? Like, let's not waste our time fighting each other, attacking personalities. Like, we should focus on solving the issues, fixing
alam
the
mo,
problem.
may idea ako si Lini.
What's your idea?
Kalimutan natin yung mga affiliations natin with any party. Then let's just remember what Mikael said all through our time together on this blog, Istoryang Futbolero. He always says, let's not be pro Duterte, let's not be pro Dilawan, let's be pro Filipino.
Yes.
And if we create the third party of people are more active participants in our democracy, I think it would be a better society for that. Kasi alam mo, kalaban talaga natin dito, hindi lang yung corruption, hindi lang yung itong personalities na mga loko-loko na sa gobyerno. Ang kalaban natin ito is apathy. Kalaban natin ito ay mga tao na walang pakialam sa mga nangyayari sa kanilang mga paligid at sa kanilang mga kapwa. Kung wala kang pakialam kasi, itong mga gunggong na sa gobyerno ay gagawin nila yung mga ginagawa nila ngayon kasi wala kang pakialam. Diba? But if you cared enough, you will speak up, and then if these people are loud enough, big enough, then they'll be more careful. Uy, taka muna. Maraming nagbabantay sa akin. Marami palang mga tao na concerned sa mga ginagawa ko. So dapat gawin ko yung tama. 'Di ba? Yun yung ano doon eh. Yung point doon kaya nagkakaroon tayo ng mga discussions na ganito na to get people more involved with since masyado rin naman kayong diehard for each party, might as well get involved and show the same passion in making sure that the Philippines will become a better country. Diba? Kalimutan na.
And before you judge other people, look at yourself. 'Diba? Tignan mo yung sarili mo. Are you being
Oo.
productive? Are you doing your part? 'Diba?
Oo. Tsaka
Ang
mahiya
lakas
ka ng
mo eh.
Tsaka mahiya ka naman Celine, no? Kung nasa bahay ka lang, reklamo ka ng reklamo, tapos uminom ka ng Starbucks mo, naka-aircon ka pa, tapos kung anong pinagsasabi mo, nireklamo mo yung ginagawa ng gobyerno, wala ka naman palang ginagawa yourself. Hanggang share ka na lang ng mga negativity sa social media. Diba?
Yeah.
I mean, sadly, there are a lot of people like that. And it's really part of the society right now, and it's part of our culture. And it's not going to change soon. It might even get worse.
That's true.
It's just that hopefully tayo dito sa show na to, and the people that are watching, no, hopefully have better understanding of the situation right now, and continue to strive for a better Philippines. Kasi yun naman talaga yung gusto natin mangyari. It all started with Cory. Okay? Yung move nila, okay, fine. They ousted the dictator, quote unquote. Sige. And then yung nationalistic pride ng Filipinos noon was there. Okay? People at that time were very, very proud to be Filipinos. Wow, the first woman president of the
Wala,
Philippines. Wow,
iingas
Cory
ko lang
Aquino.
talaga tayo. Sa umpisa
Relax
lang.
lang, relax. Relax lang, Ron. Okay, and we were proud. We were proud to be Filipinos, and we really wanted for a better Philippines at that time. But the thing is kasi wala nga nangyari, as you've said, di ba? I mean, kung meron man, konti lang. Yung trickle-down effect, economic term nila na trickle-down effect, hindi kasi nangyari. And that's why people are now fed up. Na, I mean, my grandfather was poor, my dad was poor, I am poor, and now my son and my children are still poor. So parang, what the hell, right? Where is that promise na more jobs and stuff like that? And hence, okay, pwede tayo mag-segue sa reforms sa constitution. Yes, maraming pwedeng baguhin dyan. Kaya nga, yun yung gusto ko sanang i-plead sa mga tao, sa mga nanonood dito is, guys, don't lose sight of what you want. It's not just kung sino yung nakaupo dyan. Okay, whether it's Duterte, whether it's going to be Leni or whoever, no? Or si Santa Claus ba yung nakaupo dyan? It doesn't matter. What we need is a better Philippines, and it doesn't take one man. It doesn't take a president. It takes the whole nation to make it a better Philippines. So where do you start? Sinabi nga ni Celine, look at yourself in the mirror. Okay? Pansin natin, grabe ang baha dito sa Pilipinas ngayon, di ba? Dito sa south natin, sa Metro Manila, grabe yung baha dahil sa mga ano. Bakit? Because of the trash problem. Okay. So ikaw, nagle-litter ka ba? Kung nagle-litter ka, then start with yourself. Stop littering. You litter bug, di ba? Tama na yan. Stuff like that. It's small steps. But if you can actually advocate that, na, okay, kumain ako ng snow bear, saan ko itatapon yung wrapper na to? Tatapon ko lang dito sa daan o ilagay ko muna sa pocket ko hanggang may makita akong basurahan. Ganun lang kasimple, di ba? Yung water bottle ko, iiwan ko lang ba sa side ng daan yan? Ipipick up lang yan ng street sweeper. Or itatapon ko siya sa right place, sa basurahan. Simple things like that, it can grow into bigger things, bigger, better things, and it will slowly become addicting. Di ba? Makita mo yung tao, wow, ang linis ito. Parang ganun, hindi siya nag-litter. So, baka ako rin, nakakaya naman kung mag-litter ako. And that's one thing din siguro, bakit ang Pilipino, pag nasa labas ng Pilipinas, disiplinado. Kasi yung mga tao doon, disiplinado. Pag uwi dito sa Pilipinas, yung mga tao, hindi disiplinado. O sige, ako rin, hindi rin ako magiging disiplinado. So, again, if you want a better Philippines, as Celine said, look at yourself in the mirror. Kung ano ba.
Sabi ni
paano ba natin papalitan yung mindset natin? Yun ang tanong.
Yeah, that's good.
Sabi ni Kevin Fajardo, 2016 election is the revolution. And it's up to us to continue that revolution even after 2022. That's my take on it. Tama ka naman, Celine. What should we do individually? to make things happen. Actually, si Buboy is very familiar with one of the campaigns of the DILG called Disiplina Muna. Marami ring contribution si Buboy dyan eh. Napag-usapan namin lengthily itong issue na to dahil mindset ito eh. Yung mentality ng Pilipino ay kailangan baguhin din talaga. And voting for the right candidates requires a bit of discipline on our part as voters, as part of as people who participate in the electoral process. But before we get into that, which will be part of our big takeaway, given our conversation tonight, the reason why Buboy is here is because time for us to talk about Buboy actually. Kasi si Buboy, dating nagtatrabaho sa ABS CBN. At syempre, gusto namin siyang kakamustahin kasi dahil nagkaroon din tayo ng conversation about ABS CBN before. At hindi lang, it wasn't a long time ago when ABS CBN was everywhere. It was it was the main conversation for most Filipinos. Franchise getting renewed. Si Buboy happens to be one of the people affected by that issue. Yeah, si Buboy worked for ABS CBN when things unraveled for the network. Si Buboy was affected, and he was one of the people who left ABS CBN. Boy, kamusta na as a former ABS CBN employee?
I have to adjust, obviously. So, from what I got as separation, nagbukas ako ng negosyo. We have to stay afloat, ika nga, di ba? Yun yung pinagkakabalahan ngayon. Unfortunately, when the retrenchment happened, of course, we lost our jobs. And I can't say it's worse, but ako, when I left, because I was forcefully kicked out, marami din galit sa akin because they know, and I was open to them that I'm pro-admin. And they're not. So, marami akong kaaway doon. As in, marami akong kaaway. So, hindi naman ako plastic na friends ako sa kanila. I speak my mind. I work for the company. But I'm not loyal to the bosses. I'm loyal to the company.
Right.
Now, when things went south, and kailangan na mag-adjust and kailangan to stay afloat. Pero the fact is that they don't like me there because they know that I'm pro-admin. Kaya medyo nakakatawa na nakakainis na nakakalungkot.
Boy, gaano katagal ka sa ABS-CBN, Boy? Para lang sa kalaman ng mga...
For reference, I'm an old guy na. 91, I started working for ABS. 91.
Oh, God.
Right after college, during the last year of my college days, I was already working for RPN 9 sa Batibot muna. And then when come 92, nag-writer na ako sa sa Taysin ng Tahanan and Martin After Dark sa ABS. Tapos come 1994, naging regular ako sa TV promo, which is now CCM. CCM is the division that did the station IDs ng mga Pasko and summer, mga ganyan. So yun. That's the department. So pero nung 96, nagpunta ako ng advertising from 96 to 2002. And then 2002 tinawagan ako ng Studio 23 before may Studio 23 pa.
Yeah.
Tinawagan ako to head a team of writers. So from 2002 to 2011 as a Studio 23 ako. Tapos lumipat na ako ng mother station sa ABS. Kasi yung 23 subsidiary yan. So nung lumipat ako sa mother station, I was part of the bigger division which is CCM who does the station IDs.
Right.
which was led by, or he still leads CCM, si Robert Labayan, which came from the advertising industry as well. Kilala ni
Mm.
siguro yan, si Robert.
Yeah.
So yun.
And how would you describe your experience at ABS CBN all those years? I know you have a lot of friends over there. I'm sure you have had some great memories, but I've heard ano din, talk about the working conditions as well. Na medyo, yeah, maybe depending on who you talk to, maybe if you talk to the talents
Yeah.
na medyo binibaby ng channel, ay sila alagang-alaga sila ng ABS-CBN. Pero yung mga rank and file, I've heard, feedback na medyo mahirap din pala talaga ang kanilang mga patakaran sa ABS-CBN at saka medyo politika rin ang conditions ng working for ABS.
Well, it's not a perfect organization. Maraming mga labor cases ang nangyari. Especially that cameraman that you told me about, diba, na umabot pa sa Supreme Court yung kaso niya. Maraming ganun eh. Maraming ganun. To be fair, alam mo guys, yung mga boss, okay naman sila eh. Yung mga big boss, nasa Execom, okay sila eh. It's the middle management who fucks up.
Talaga.
Sila talaga yung oo, sila yun. Sila, sila, hindi umaabot yung mga kontrantado nila sa taas eh. Just like any other imperfect corporation or organization, or may ganyan talaga. It just so happens, it's ABS-CBN, it's under the microscope. I mean, hindi naman perfect yan eh, but yun nga eh. Especially, ako, personally, I don't like how the news is being run ever since day one. Kasi,
how is it being run? What's the policy or the unwritten rule?
Unwritten rule. Ganito lang. Aside from Vice ganda na maganon yan sa ere, di ba? About the admin and everything else. But yung entertainment naman, the Provincianos of this world, yung mga teleserye, okay naman lahat yan eh. The afternoon and noontime shows, okay na lahat yan eh. Corny as they may seem, okay naman yan eh. Walang problema yan eh. Pero, yung news, ako feeling ko lang naman kasi, pero parang may kamay na nagdidikta sa news na dapat ito ang gawin ninyo, ganito ang pagkasulat, hindi pwedeng mag-sound pro-admin. You have to be critical every time. May nagsasabi dyan, and ang head ng news, ang medyo alanganin doon. Si Jing Reyes ang medyo hindi kagalingan mag-desisyon, ika nga. I doubt it if hindi mo naabot yun sa taas eh. The buck stops and the decision stops with Jing. And pag umere yan, oo lang sila Gabi, oo lang sila Sergio. Okay. Kaganoon lang yan. But the fact na na-produce na at umere na, tapos na yun. News ang nagpasira eh. News ang nagpasira sa ABS, in my opinion.
You remember, Boy, nung 2016, nilabas nila yung commercial na very controversial na binayaran ni Trillanes ng mga bata na parang ang tawag nito, yung negative ads nila against President, then Mayor Rodrigo Duterte. Sino ang nag-decide nun na ipasok yun last minute? Is that something that they planned, or was it even, are they part of the ball game, kumbaga?
Well, I'm not privy to really what happened there, no? Pero in my opinion kasi it's not really malayo na mangyari na talaga sige ipasok mo yan at tanggalin mo yung kay Duterte. Noon pa naman ABS is known for as a kingmaker. Hindi nila nakita yung the Duterte na galing from behind. hindi nila na anticipate yon. Remember si Duterte, he wasn't really the one who's running. May umalis, di ba? Na candidate.
Si Dino.
Dino, yes.
The Undersecretary for Barangay Affairs sa DILG.
Di ba nag-withdraw siya, Eric, di ba?
Nagano siya. nag-file siya ng certificate sa COMELEC at naging parang proxy si Mayor Duterte.
Oo. Hindi nila nakita yun. They really thought that Mar was supposed to win because Mar was the candidate of ABS.
Oh.
Yeah.
Tapos ikaw Boy,
Nagulat sila eh.
when did you start supporting President Duterte? Since 2016, you've been an avid, rabid supporter of the president.
Avid and rabid daw. Sige.
Avid, hindi rabid
Oo nga.
Hindi, pero
Well, hindi perfecto yan si Duterte, tandaan nyo.
Yeah.
Oo naman.
Ano yan?
True.
May bahid ng ano rin yan, ng dumi. Pero, ika nga, di ba? The lesser of the lesser evils, ika nga. Wala eh. From left field siya. So everybody was taken aback and were surprised. So,
even I was.
Yeah, di ba?
Pati ako nagulat ako na, parang this is a nice development.
Walang makinarya nanalo.
Yeah.
So natakot nataranta yung may pera at may kapangyarihan. You have the biggest network behind Mar Rojas, and yet they lost.
Yeah.
That's huge. That's really huge. Diba? Hindi nila kaya hindi nila na-anticipate the power of social media.
I was actually there nung meeting the avance ni Duterte sa Luneta.
Doon din kami.
Nandun ka nun. Ako mag-isa ako pumunta nun Wala akong kasama. I just wanted to be there and to experience and to take it in, no? Ang first na problema ko doon, walang parking. Ang layo ko nakapark. So sobrang daming tao, di ba? So I walked, pumunta na, naglakad ako, nagtatanong-tanong pa ako kasi, di ba, hindi ako taga dito. I rarely go to Manila. Tapos, saan ba dito yung Luneta? Ay sir, dito ka daan ganyan. Okay. So when I got there, sobrang puno. As in, sobrang puno ng tao.
Parang Michael Jackson concert.
Yeah, I wanted to go closer. Hindi na posible. Hindi siya posible. Tapos, yun, nagsalita yung mga candidates under Duterte, no? Tapos nung nagsalita siya, hindi mo marinig si Duterte kung anong sinasabi niya kasi naghihiyawan yung mga tao. Right, boy? Hindi
concert
mo siya, sobra, parang, gumaganon, parang, grabe yung feeling. So, it was really, doon ko nakita yung kung gaano yung kalakas yung support ni Duterte. Kasi, yung meeting de avance na yun, walang commercial, wala. Word of mouth yun eh. Diba? Meron sa social media. Pero, no fanfare, right? So, I really, tapos nung time na yun, nung natapos na, sobrang high ng feeling ko. Hindi ko alam anong gawin ko. Parang uwi na ba ako? Lalabas pa ba ako? Naghahanap ako ng kakilala. Siguro naman may taga-Tabaw dito na kilala ko. Ganun. Wala akong so, sobrang daming tao. Wala akong nakita. Tapos, it was just insane that moment there. It was crazy. And I can't really describe it. I'm not really doing justice to it right now. But iba yung air, the air you breathe that time, iba eh. So much energy flying around the place.
Yeah.
Sobra.
Nakakapangilabot kasi nung nandun kami, umaandar isang malaking flag ng Pilipinas sa ibabaw ng ulo mo.
Oo. Tama, parang oh my God, yun pa.
Umaandar parang ano nangyayari? Yung pala isang malaking bandera ang gumagapang sa ulunan mo. Saan ka nakita doon, di ba?
Alam mo noon, wala ako noon. Nandun ako sa malayo. Sabi ko, sana umabot dito. Parang wala. As in, sobrang dami kasi talagang tao. I was at the back na nung time na yun. But yeah.
Yes, Celine.
Well, it's really interesting yung story that you're having, and I think it really just represents how much change the Filipinos really want, 'di ba? Para the clamor, the need for something real, 'di ba? The need for someone who would really fight for the people. And yung na-sense mo nga, yung energy, totoo yan eh. And kahit na like, yun sa'yo, you felt it in a very visceral way, in a very physical way. Kasi nga, sama-sama yung mga tao eh. Pero yung energy na yan din yung nagta-translate sa social media ngayon.
Yeah.
Kaya, sadly, separation yung nangyayari. Kasi nga nag-aaway, two different forces, two different sides, na imbis na sanang, naghiwalay, magsama. Kasi ganun ka-powerful, yun nga, pa lang, small percentage pa lang yun of the people. Kasi ang dami natin, di ba? The Filipinos, we are one of the most populated countries. And that's actually a strength. I mean, there's so much promise in our country and hope because we are so many, and we should actually use that to our advantage. Unfortunately, people see that right now as a negative thing kasi nga, 'di ba, maraming kailangan pakainin and stuff like that. Pero sa totoo lang, kung nagsama-sama lang tayo, kung talagang naghanap lang tayo a way to work together, maangat natin even in our own little ways, 'di ba? Kung meron lang sanang like if more of the leaders that represent us advocate for this, 'di ba? For cooperation, for unity. Then talagang even in the kahit barangay level, 'di ba? Or home level, kahit sa bahay, 'di ba? Makikita mo yung yung pagkakaiba pag nagsama-sama.
Alam mo, Celine, I'm hoping sana when President Duterte won in 2016, na nagkaroon sana ng process of reconciliation between, friends, family, because yung 2016 elections medyo heated yun eh. I think it's one of the most heated, ang tawag nito, heated, kumbaga, arguments between family members, your relatives, your friends, na it spilled over through the years, or the last 4 years, na hindi pa rin natapos yung discussion na yun, hindi pa rin sila natapos sa kanilang mga hinaing regarding this president. We were hoping na they will follow the progress that we've made step by step along the way. If they realize that talagang this president has been a working president doing all he can to improve lives, they would have a different point of view. Unfortunately, they spent too much energy in negating this, in denying this, in making sure that people destroying the legacy or destroying the efforts that's being set forth by the president. Nagsayang sila ng panahon dyan dahil ayaw nila na kung sinong susunod kay presidente ay sigurado or shoe-in na mananalo. So ngayon, ang ginagawa for the last 4 years is to break that, to destroy it. Kaya nagkakaroon ng ganitong alitan dahil they cannot really accept, or they cannot, they can't take away the fact that, aminin man natin, Celine, unfortunately, karamihan sa kanila ay talagang may agenda at hindi nila maalis yun. Kung talagang ang kanilang point of view is to really help in nation building, mismo si Leni Robredo, binigyan ng pagkakataon ni Presidente yan na tumulong sa administrasyon eh. Pero anong ginawa?
I was supposed to say Ron.
Diba, boy?
I was supposed to say that.
Yung 2016.
Housing, diba? Housing lang, pwede na siya dun eh.
Oh, housing. Anong ginawa ni Vice President Leni Robredo? Nagsalita sa United Nations at regurgitate niya yung mga pinagsasabi ng liberal, which is EJK, ang daming namamatay dahil sa drug war. 'Di ba? She made her bed. In other words, kumbaga, on the get-go pa lang, she took the stand na I'm vice president, I represent the Liberal Party, the human rights advocates, and I will be against this president. President Duterte, on the other hand, allowed, welcomed her into the cabinet, gave her a chance to take part in this effort, in this kumbaga, in his mandate to actually change things, to shake up things. Hindi nila tinake advantage. Alam mo ba, this is the only president who's really open to suggestions. Hindi ba nila na-realize yun? Na ito yung presidente dahil sa kanyang pagiging reform-minded, he is constantly looking for answers with facing all these problems that we have. The best idea wins. Kaya pansinin mo, even sa ating development, sa ating construction, kahit na sinasabi nila project daw ni Pinoy, si Pinoy daw yung nag-groundbreaking ng proyekto na hindi naman niya tinapos, tinuloy pa rin ni Presidente Duterte. Alam mo bakit? Dahil wala siyang pakialam who gets the credit. If he thinks this will benefit the Filipino people, he will finish it. Yun yung mindset niya.
Yun ang gusto ko kay Digong kasi yun nga ayaw niya na parang wala siyang pakialam kung saan pupunta yung credit. Kasi and that's a stark contrast on the previous administration kasi lahat ng project ni GMA inax ni Pinoy.
Di ba yung flooding, flood yung flood control project, boy? Di ba meron yung GMA noon? Anong ginawa ni Pinoy? Tinigil niya na demanda pa tayo, nagbayad pa tayo ng ilang milyong dollars ba, boy? O billions umabot yun na binayaran natin sa arbiter or yung mga suppliers, yung mga contractors.
Ang Marikina underwater, alam mo yun, parang alam mo kung natuloy sana yung project na yun, hindi sana mangyayari mga ganong klaseng disasters. And that's really what I'm saying and what we're and why I'm supporting Duterte, because he's just there to finish the job. He's trying to start things, he wants to finish things, he wants to create results. Yung previous administration even underspent. Hindi sila gumastos. So parang I'm like, come on, man. I mean, it's frustrating, but I'm going back lang siguro, no. May tumatawag. Sino ba tumatawag? Akin ba yun?
Sa akin.
Kasi
boy. Ay, nasabi na ba natin ng lahat na kailangan sabihin sa topic na to?
Well, there is this one thing that Celine actually mentioned kanina na gusto ko sanang balikan. Yung what can we do to make things better as tayo? We kind of started on it, but medyo nag-trail off kasi tayo.
I intentionally kumbaga set that aside for a few minutes kasi I thought maybe we should discuss first Bubui's point of view about ABS CBN, and then in the end of our discussion or conversation about the topic, kasi Leni is just like a piece of the puzzle. Siya lang yung kumbaga siya lang yung naging punching bag sa lahat ng mga ating frustration towards the other side. The other side, I'm sure if I put myself in their shoes, they have a totally different point of view. They feel that they are right. That's why they're also very very confrontational, is because they think they're really they actually represent the right argument in all this. Na kumbaga meron silang point rin kahit papaano. Totoo naman yan. Lahat naman talaga ito is a clash of opinion and I think principles. But at the end of the day, you really have to think about the overall picture. And I think people like Buboy, even given the fact that he is going against the grain, when he was still with ABS CBN. Marami, kahit mga boss niya naiinis sa kanya dahil nga sa kanyang stand, political stand. But he had the cojones to actually make a stand and say, you know what, this is what I believe in. I don't care what you people think. And that's what he represents, a large majority of our population na may paninindigan at meron silang talagang belief in this president, in what this guy represents, which is actual real reform. Tunay na pagbabago. Malasakit, tapang at malasakit, 'di ba? Ang slogan ni Presidente Duterte. Yan ang those are the two main things why people gravitate towards him. And Celine, going back to your question, Celine, what can we do as citizens of this country? I think we should start getting involved with these discussions. And Celine, I'm sure Celine represents that particular segment in society who rarely gets into politics because, first of all, they find it pointless. They find that this conversation normally doesn't go anywhere because people will be digging their heels when they want to impart their beliefs. And people get sick and tired of arguments all the time. Kaya nga sabi ko kay Celine kanina, Celine, huwag kang ma-stress kung yung mga pinagsasabi ko kasi I'm just stressing a point. I just want people to get it, no? Na at the end of the day, most of us, even the ones from the other side, tanggalin na lang natin siguro yung 0.00095% of the population na talagang up to no good, na tinitake advantage nila yung passion of the people that support them. Karamihan rin sa ating mga kapatid sa kabilang dako ng political spectrum ay maganda rin ang hangarin para sa bansa. Sila rin ay nahirapan. Sila rin ay pagod na rin sa mga mga kakulangan ng ating gobyerno. So I think we should agree on one thing. And this is just my take on this, no. We should start getting involved. We should participate in this democracy because ultimately government, no matter kahit na magkulong ka pa sa kwarto at maglaro ng video games buong araw, ang gobyerno will affect your life at one point will affect you no matter even whether you like it or not. The government, society will affect you even if you're alone in that room. Diba? So might as well get involved, especially the youth, because you are the future. The youth should take the cudgels and not, do the stupid thing about, kasi marami ng mga sumasali sa kaliwa kasi iba yung mentality rin, boy, di ba? Gusto nila change the government. They wanna take over. That's not the way. Yes, Sen.
When you say get involved, what does that mean?
Get involved. Make sure to vote. Study your the candidates. Make sure to hold them to their promises. Pag binoto mo sila, dapat bantayan mo yung ginagawa nila. Take account of what they've done so far. And then the next elections, pag hindi nila natupad yung mga promise nila, huwag mo silang botohin uli. Di ba? Huwag kayo magpadala sa sa mga ginagawa nila, sumasayaw ng budots-budots sa eleksyon, natutuwa kayo sa mga video nila, nakakatawa sila, nagpapatawa, kumakanta. Huwag tayo magpadala sa mga ganyang kababawan. Dahil diyan kasi kaya tayo naghihirap. Kasi tayo nagpapauto tayo sa mga politiko na to. Kaya Sen, I would encourage that we should get more involved by taking part in the electoral process, voting wisely, study your candidates, and try to find viable candidates. And if you feel you can take on a leadership role and you are idealistic enough, don't get tainted by the system or don't, tinatawag natin, boy, huwag kang kainin ng sistema pag nandun ka na sa loob.
Yeah.
Diba? And then find like-minded people like you because that's the only way to survive in beating the system. Ikaw, boy, what's your big takeaway from our conversation tonight?
Well, ang sa akin lang is I'll take it as it is. Right now we are in we can't say we're divided because it's 91 versus 3. It's not even divided. But the fact remains that whoever is on sitting as president, magkakaroon yan ng disagreement. Pag you cannot please everybody. Manalo si Pacquiao, manalo si Leni, manalo si Sara, whoever is gonna win, sigurado may may aangat-aangal dyan. So tama si Celine kanina. It all boils down to you. What will you do? What will you do to make it better? Araw-araw, take it one day at a time. How will you make the Philippines better? Starting with you, one day at a time. Kahit sino ako po dyan, it doesn't matter. Pero if it starts with you, that's what matters. Pronto, sagutin mo na yan.
Maraming callers to run.
Maraming callers to run.
Oo.
Ayan, no? Sabi nakikita yung dami ng viewers natin.
Doon sa Facebook natin, kanina we have about mga 80 at one time. But right now we're at 55 right now.
Baka natulog na.
Baka. Kasi big takeaway na eh.
Natulog na. Natakot kay Ron. Triggered si Ron kanina.
Sometimes kailangan mong gisingin yung tao kaya dapat diretsuhan tayo paminsan kasi alam mo ang Pilipino paminsan tayo yung kakahiyaan paminsan hindi magsasabi ng totoo tapos mag-pretend na kunyari
Ron, mahirap baguhin ang kultura kasi mahirap baguhin. Kultura yan. Mahirap baguhin yan. Let's go back 30 years. Kaya mo baguhin 30 years in 4 years? Or 6 years?
Hindi talaga.
Hindi. Yung paggamit lang ng sidewalk, mahirap baguhin eh.
Oo nga. May mga motor nga dumadaan ng sidewalk. Buisit.
May sidewalk pero hindi ginagawang sidewalk. Sa silid ng sidewalk dumadaan. Baguhin mo, kaya mo baguhin yung Ron? Kung kaya mo baguhin yun, ikaw maboto ko.
Boy, kaya ka binoto natin si Digong Boy kasi sa Davao ginawa niya yun yung mga pasaway na nagja-jailwalk, nilalagay niya sa taas ng jeep. Merong parang kulungan. Tapos jaywalker ako. Doon sila ilang oras.
Sino nakakaalala nung Puok Batayan? Puok Batayan.
Puok
Batayan. Hindi ko alam yun.
Hindi ko alam yun.
Meron sa merong isang programa before nung kaka-launch lang ng Hoy Gising pero hindi siya Hoy Gising. It's part of the government's effort. May isang parang police outpost sa gitna ng intersection of a major thoroughfare. Kunyari sa North EDSA. Yung triangulo doon. May isang tao may mikropono tsaka may megaphone. Sabi niya, yung nakapula, bawal tungwid dyan, ang kulit-kulit mo.
Uy, ano yan? Deterrent yan, boy.
Uso pa yun minsan may ganyan pa rin minsan.
Meron ba, Sen?
Oo.
Dapat ibalik yan.
Naging thing yan for about 6 months, I guess. I'm not really sure. Puok ba tayo ng pangalan nun?
Pero boy, gawin natin ng big different version, medyo modern na yung may konting nudge marketing or theory ang ginagamit. Tapos gamitin natin bosses ni Celine na medyo soothing na, uy naman, bawal naman yan. Ano kayo tutuloy yan?
Mahihiya ka, no? Nag-jaywalker.
Mahihiya yung jaywalker. Diba?
Sorry po.
Sorry.
Ikaw yung nakakap na blue. Bumalik ka na.
Kuya, pakiusap naman kuya, huwag naman tayo tumawid dyan.
Siguro ang kulang natin sa politics is sense of humor. Siguro.
Oh, that's true.
Siguro kaya yan ang kasiyahan, di ba?
Alam mo sino favorite ko sa Amerika, yung sa mga comedians natin sa Amerika, Eric? Well, apart from Dave Chappelle, kasi talaga niya, napakagaling niya mag-explain ng mga current, societal, na issues. Si Jon Stewart. Yun, ginagamitan niya ng humor yung mga problema ng bansa. And meron naman tayong ganyan, si Arnel Ignacio, magaling sa ganyan. Kung ano lang sana.
Si Jon Stewart, liberal yun, ha?
Oo, si Jon Stewart is liberal. Pero, sino Rick sa'yo?
Yung natin, yung guest natin before, I forgot his name.
Yung magaling sumayaw. Boy,
talk show,
panahon natin to, boy. Na Conan O'Brien fan na nagkaroon siya ng parang, sino?
Jojo
Alejandro.
Jojo A.
Si Jojo A. Yun.
Jojo Alejandro.
Si Jojo Alejandro.
Thank you, Celine.
Oh my God.
Natawa si Buboy.
Parang, sino nga? Kalimutan ko yung name niya. Sorry, Jo, kung nanonood ka.
Di ba si Buboy, para may pensive.
Tigers. Ang nakakatawa, because si Duterte has a sense of humor, and ako, mga taga Davao, natatawa kami sa kanya. It's just that hindi lang nagtatranslate dito sa Tagalog.
Yung kanyang Visayan humor is really funny.
So, kasi kunyari nag-speech siya, ganun, and he rambles, right? Ganun.
Yeah.
Sa mga sinasabi niya dun, nakakatawa natatawa talaga kami. Tapos parang, ang weird lang kasi yung translation sa nawawala kasi sa context. Alam mo, pag kunyari, I have a joke in Bisaya and I translate it in nawawala yung punchline eh. So,
nawawala talaga.
Baka ganun yung issue ni Duterte when he cracks jokes. Kasi sa totoo lang natatawa sa kanya eh. Mukong talaga ito.
Meron siyang programa sa Davao na yung Sundays ba yun, Rick? Yung
Gikan sa Masa.
Gikan sa Masa. And then
galing sa Masa, ganun.
Tapos meron siyang parang 1-hour program. Ang gagawin lang niya is sasabihin niya yung mga problema ng syudad. Di ba? Papag-usapan niya yung mga issues. At from time to time, ina-warningan niya yung mga drug pusher. Umalis na kayo dito kung ayaw niyo.
Ang maalala ko nun, Ron, sa program niya is when he talked about yung mga drug racing. Kasi bawal yung drug racing, di ba? Tapos syempre, yung mga bata, papasupak ng mga sasakyan, drug racing. So, gano'n siya. Alam nyo, ilang beses ko na sinabi to, pina-news ko na to, pina-radyo ko na to, at sasabihin ko ulit, no? Kasi yung drug racing na yan, hindi talaga pwede yan. Maraming namamatay dyan at storbo siya. No? Sa traffic, sa mga tao na nakatira dun sa village, gano'n. Kasi merong isang part lang talaga ng Davao kung saan sila nagka-quarter mile. Tapos, sabi niya, alam nyo, I'm not talking to the drivers. I'm now speaking to the parents of these kids. If you cannot discipline your children, I will. Gumanon siya. Patay talaga. So, syempre, yung mga pulis, labas na talaga, active sila at parang hinuhuli nila itong mga nagda-drug race kasi hindi pa rin tumitigil. May nahuli mga pulis, 2. Nasa presinto, tinawagan si Mayor, may nahuli kami dito. Pinuntahan niya, gabing-gabi. Doon pinagalitan niya talaga doon. Tapos, dumating yung parents para sunduin the next day. Alam mo, sinabi ang mga parents, alam mo, sorry talaga Mayor. As in, hindi na mauulit. Ganun. Kasi, talaga sabi, tapos pinagalitan pa ni Duterte yung parents, parang, kayo, yung mga anak ninyo, akala ninyo, bulletproof yan mga yan, akala mo, armor yan mga yan. Pag may nangyari sa kanila, mamamatay yan mga anak ninyo. Yan, ganyan ba parang, is that how you love your children? Gumaganon siya. I'm like, solid, di ba? As in, pinagalitan niyo yung parents ng So, yung bata, akala nila na i-defend sila ng parents sila. Yung pala hindi. Alam mo yun?
Tama sabi mo, very unconventional kasi itong presidente na to eh. At hindi nagbago. Kahit na naging presidente na siya, ganun pa rin siya. Kaya yung mga nagugulat or nasha-shock or paminsan ginagamit against him, yung mga sinasabi niya, mga pronouncements niya sa media, he's just being himself. That's the way he is. He's very direct.
Yeah.
And if he thinks Leni is posturing, doing stuff, kumbaga, naghahanda na sa 2022, he's gonna call you out. And that's what he did last night. Di ba? Di ba, boy?
Klaro man din ba na ganun talaga ginagawa ng Liberal Party? They're really posturing. Klaro talaga. And everyone knows it. It's just that hindi lang kasi umuubra yung style nila. As I've said before, kung day one lang sana Leni supported the president, hindi naman lahat, pero alam mo yun, sinuportahan niya. Leni would win 2022. Definitely.
Huwag mo nang turuan kasi you were saying, boy.
Di ba kanina nga nagkukwentuhan tayo na wala pa si Celine tsaka si Eric eh. Sabi ko nga kung ako yung PR machinery ni Leni, ibang gagawin ko sa kanya. Hindi ko siya papakita na tumutulong. Ang ipapakita ko yung mga mukha ng mga tinulungan niya at bahala silang magkwento kung ginawa ni Leni.
Resulta na lang, di ba? Pwede.
Yung tanong dyan, pakita. Ayaw niya ron, baka raw gayahin. Gawin. Huwag natin suggest.
Baka yung mga spy dyan ng mga komunista at saka ng mga liberal na ikinig sa atin ngayon, baka sabihin sa PR nila.
Again.
Maganda yung idea na rinig ko sa
Just as long as the OVP is truly helping people, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Diba? Okay lang yun. Magtulong sila lahat ganun. Huwag lang nilang sabihin na walang kwenta yung ginagawa ng gobyerno. Huwag lang nilang sabihin na ito yung ginagawa namin, kami yung nakakatulong, the government doesn't do shit. Huwag sanang ganoon. Okay? Ako, okay lang tulungan. One Filipino, one Philippines, iisa tayo dito. Diba? If foreign media, if foreign people think the Philippines is a pile of shit, sorry Celine, but lahat tayo damay diba? Whether you're from Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, babae ka man, lalaki, or whatever gender, damay ka dun right? So okay lang ako if the Vice President and her constituents help out. Wala akong problema dun. Just don't badmouth what the government is doing because they're doing a hell of a good job also. Right? I mean, they're doing their thing. So, if you want to do your thing, do it. Okay? Huwag lang yung sabihin na walang kwenta yung ginagawa ng government. Yun lang naman sa akin.
Kung ako yung AFP tsaka Marines tsaka Coast Guard, may insulto ako
Diba? I mean, hindi ba nila na-understand na itong mga Coast Guard, itong Marines, yung mga Army, mga PNP na yung kasama ni John D. sa Tuguegarao, di ba? Tumutulong sila doon. Right?
Hindi lang yan. Yung mga empleyado ng DPWH, may mga namatay pa sa kanila dahil lang sa rescue operations ng gobyerno. Hindi man lang nila respeto na lang dun sa mga taong who sacrificed who made the ultimate sacrifice, di ba?
Hindi ba nila naiintindihan na yan mga yan, voters din yan. At yan mga yan is part of the greater majority which is the poorer people of the Philippine population. And word of mouth spreads like wildfire dyan sa communities nila. Diba? Sabihin nila, ako, tumulong ako dun pero sinabi ni Leni, wala akong ginawa. Parang, loko talaga yun. So, siyempre, yung mga kasama, kabarkada, kapamilya nun, loko naman nun. Ba't niya sinabi yun? So, wala na. The credibility, again, goes down. As I've said, yung PR nila, what they're doing is really digging a deeper hole for them. So, sorry.
Well, let them.
Kasi
gusto natin ng continuity. Gusto natin yung susunod papalit kay Presidente sa 2022, parehas rin mag-isip. Hindi iniisip yung kapakanan lang ng iilan na kung diba, so to speak. Before we end the program, let me just acknowledge some of our viewers watching from all over, boy. May marami tayong mga viewers from Hong Kong, meron pang taga Middle East, may marami tayong mga OFWs na ikinig sa atin, boy, all over the Philippines. Si Edith Guevara, sabi niya marami pang nanonood dito kaysa sa YouTube show ni Leni.
Talaga. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Edith. So si Archibald Clemente, how are you, bro? Pa-shout out po. Ganun ang diskarte dapat. Tama ka dyan, Sir Buboy, from Jovel Navarro. Si Lynn Nawal, thank you for watching. Si Bamba Refuerzo, it's true, Leni doesn't have sincerity at all, even when she opens her mouth in the public. It's so really fake. Si Bamba Refuerzo, right now, hindi bibenta yung style ni Leni. Come on, guys, we don't need decente looks like it's so fake. We need leaders like PRRD. My whole family will never vote for Leni in her camp. Thank you, girly Osbual, for watching. Si Joanne Novakid, si Nonoy Murillo, si Doris Sugimoto, watching all the way from Osaka, Japan. Boy. Tapos diba, layo. Tapos somebody from Kanagawa, also in Japan.
Ohio gozaimasu. Max.
Nice.
Alam ako.
Talaga lang, ha? May dalas kaya sa Japan, Rick. Anong ginagawa mo
Alam
dun?
mo, Japan is going to be the first country I will visit after all this, after this pandemic. Doon talaga unang-unang pupuntahan ko.
Kakamiss nga eh. Si Buboy, retired na to si Buboy, kaya he can do whatever he wants.
Sarap.
Oy, magluluto pa ako.
Magluluto pa si Boy. By the way, before I forget, Boy, promote mo naman yung produkto mo, Boy. Sabihin mo sa kanila, meron kang masarap yung iyong mga luto. Yung ano mo, itong product mo, Boy, at saka yung Facebook page.
After the retrenchment, I have this small business called the Smokehouse. I do classic smoked maple bacon.
Wow.
These are in slabs. Hindi sliced slabs. Smoked hickory chicken wings. And meron pa akong smoked pork belly candies. These are small slices of pork belly na matamis na nilalaway na
Sicily.
And
kumakain eh. Masarap sana.
Soon this Christmas season we'll be doing lemon Greek smoked pork chops with the apple chutney.
Oh my God.
Smoked back ribs.
Amazing.
Where do we na yan? Parang
order?
Ito ba yun, Boy?
I'll share you I'll share to everyone the
Ito ba? Ito
yung
guys, ha?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
The Smokehouse. Oh.
Wow, guys.
Tingnan natin mga photos niya dito kasi nakakagutom itong conversations natin eh.
Oh my God.
Tingnan mo naman yan. Oh.
Interesado ako doon sa pork.
The pork that we use is from Netherlands.
Oh,
really?
Ribs,
Tapos yung ribs come from Spain.
Oh.
Wow.
Delicious.
Ayan, our bacon is cured 7 days.
Wow.
Walang nitrates, it's all natural.
Okay, if-follow na kita, Boy, hanapin ko na dito sa Facebook.
Magugutom si Eric nito. Kasi nga gutom na ata.
Guys, support naman yung si Sir Buboy, the Smokehouse. Ayan, smoked classic maple bacon. 1 slab. Mura lang, 550 pesos. Tamang-tama. Para bukas, pananghalian.
Naka-like na ako.
Masarap yan.
Yeah.
May reheat, naka-vacuum pack siya, may reheating instructions.
Yan. Celine, do you have any final thoughts before we end our program tonight? Since you are the voice of reason of Istoryang Futbolero every Wednesday.
Voice of reason.
Voice of reason.
Kasi kami wala kaming sense minsan pag nagsalita dito eh. Kaya ikaw lang talaga yung pag-asa namin.
Hindi naman. lang. pang chill lang tayo. Kasi syempre, magandang it's really nice to discuss issues, 'di ba? Pero for me kasi my point is, 'di ba, parang what is really important to us, what really matters in the discussion, 'di ba? And for me it's all about us, the people, and how do we,
Yeah.
'di ba? How do we take care of ourselves? So, yun lang. Parang for all the viewers, hello and thank you for watching and all the comments. Amazing. Sobrang active ng mga comments natin tonight. So, shout out to all the viewers. Really interesting mga conversations here on the side. Hindi na natin masyado na-follow, but yeah, it's we see you guys. So, thank you for all your comments. It's nice to know that merong nakikinig sa mga sa sinasabi natin at I hope it makes sense. So for me, I just want to send love to everyone here, 'di ba? Kasi we really just need to support each other, especially now during this challenging time. Ang daming calamities na nangyayari, hindi lang sa political scene, 'di ba? Parang pati sa nature, 'di ba? There's COVID, there's typhoons, there's this and that. So I think despite everything, we're still here, we're still blessed, and we still have each other. So let's continue to take care of each other. First of all, take care of ourselves, 'di ba? First and foremost, sarili natin muna. Alagaan natin. Kasi for us to help others, we have to be okay ourselves. So, yun. Have a good, healthy sense of love for yourself. And then take care of other people, 'di ba? Whoever. It can even be as simple as just smiling, 'di ba? Or giving a compliment. Ano lang, kahit positive vibes, it's going to help a lot. Say something nice to someone today. So, kahit mga ganong bagay lang, hindi naman dapat kahit kung wala ka ma-donate, they don't donate, 'di ba? But libre lang naman na magbigay ng mabuting salita sa iba, 'di ba? Libre lang din mag-pray. Libre lang na alagaan natin yung sarili natin. So, kahit sa mga ganong bagay, malaki na yung maitutulungan kasi may energy yun, 'di ba? So, kung dumami yung ganong energy, lalawak yan, and it's infectious, and it's gonna help more people than you can ever imagine. So, yun lang. So, sending love, good vibes to all, pro-Philippines. Sama-sama tayo dito, Pilipinas. Ayun.
Actually, Celine, ang dami mong mga admirers dito, ha? Sabi ni Jojo Dimante, I love you too, Celine. Ano ba yun? Kanina ko pa napapansin, may mga iba dito mga pumuporma eh.
Alam mo Celine, sa totoo lang, mas maraming nanonood pag Wednesday.
Ganun ba yun?
Inaabangan ka. Alam mo ba last week, nung wala kayo ni Sarah, hinanap kayo. Nasaan yung, where are the ladies? Kumano yung mga tao.
Alam ni Puboy yung mga strategy na ganyan, yung mga tactic na ganyan eh. Yung lagyan mo ng magandang muka, sigurado maraming manonood dyan. Di ba, Boy? Yeah. Sabi ni Ruby Evangelista, Boy, sana Buboy meron naman for beef kasi I'm not eating pork.
Oo nga. Soon.
Ayun ha. So guys, unfortunately, there's so many messages that came in tonight. We can't read all of them, but definitely, if you join us next time, we'll try to read all of your messages, your responses to the topic. Maraming salamat po sa lahat ng nakinig. Nabi Gomez, on point daw si Mr. Eric. Zephanie Seth, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Si Nielsen Obligar, Marivic Solis, Lawrence Chua, of course, our regular from Correct Movement. Parati niyang pinupush yung constitutional reform, Boy. Alala mo, nung meron pa tayong mga discussions on that, na kailangan baguhin ng sistema.
Hindi na-approve yung logo ko.
Oo nga, Boy. Gusto kasi nila yung traditional logo daw eh.
Hindi na-approve yung logo ko.
Pang-gobyerno ang gusto nila. Masyadong social yung sa'yo, boy, pang advertising. Masyadong mataas yung ano mo, yung kalidad ng iyong design.
Sobra naman.
Sabi ni Paolo Paolo Bolosa, sense of humor but insult, makikita mo yan sa parliamentary system, di ba? Sabi ko sa yung mga supporters ng constitutional reform, lahat nandito. Thank you so much for watching, and we will be back. Well, I can't be back this Friday. Birthday day off ko ngayong Friday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Birthday!
Thank you in advance. Tapos ituloy natin yung pagsuporta sa presidente. Hashtag nasa puso ang presidente. Tama ba yung hashtag?
Pangulo.
Nasa puso ko ang Pangulo.
Yon, nasa puso ko ang Pangulo.
Yun kasi yung sagot kung nasaan siya eh.
Oo, yun ang sagot sa nasaan siya. Nasa puso ko ang Pangulo, yun ang sagot doon. Pero mas maganda, gaya nga ng ehemplo ni Celine, ay ituloy na natin itong ating process of being more involved in trying to help us get to the point where we will be a better nation by using that hashtag, at the same time saying why ang puso, ang presidente ay nasa iyong puso. Ilagay rin po ninyo doon, magkwento rin kayo kung anong pagbabago ang nangyari sa iyo or sa iyong komunidad, sa iyong pamilya simula naging presidente si Presidente Duterte. Gawin po nyo ngayon yan. Makakatulong yan sa ating ginagawa na para isulong ang reforma. Rick, any short words that you want to say before going?
Well, first of all, Buboy, Celine, thank you very much for joining us dito sa sa malit naming show. and we really appreciate your inputs. Boy, good luck sa business mo.
Salamat.
Definitely order ako ng yung pork chop mo, yung sabi mo yung Greek pork chop na may apple something.
Apple chutney.
Parang gusto ko nun. Yun order ako nun.
Ang isang order nun, 3 piraso kagad.
Oh, ha? Pwede.
Party na naman yan. But yes, again, thank you very much for being here, Celine. Very valuable yung mga contributions mo sa show na to, and we really appreciate your inputs, no? Because nangyayari kasi we're all high, we're all biglang you bring sense again, parang nga no, tama yung sinabi ni Celine. So thank you very much. And also.
Sige. Go ahead. Tapusin mo yung ano mo.
And also to everyone, no, na nanonood, no, and si Jojo pala, what's his last name? Starts with a D. Dagmante, Jojo Dagmante. Sabi niya, every time he wakes up daw in Chicago, he tunes in sa show na to. So thank you very much, Jo, no, for that, no. Nakakataba ng puso. And to the rest, guys, thank you very much. Marami tayong regulars dito. I guess yun lang din, no. I think I would also go back to what Celine said. Just keep on figuring out how you can make things better for you first, no, and to your family, to your friends, the people around you, and if everybody does that, kasi it will just multiply. So people doing good things, no, simultaneously will actually lead to a better society. So hopefully we can start that, and it's, I think, definitely a very good start for us to have a better country, to have a better Philippines, because the Philippines is not just land. The Philippines is not the government. The Philippines is its people. So kung walang pakialam yung people, pangit ang Pilipinas. Pero when you start to care, that's when it becomes better. So tama si Celine, di ba? So every Wednesday talaga mas maganda yung mga takeaways ko. Dahil kay Celine.
Boy, salamat boy sa pagdalo sa aming programa. I hope this is
Salamat. Thank you for having me.
I hope this will be the first of many of you joining us on Istoryang Futbolero, boy.
Basta sabihan mo lang ako, pag hindi ako nagluluto, wala akong ginagawa, game lang.
So, wag niyong kakalimutan yung ni Buboy, yung smokehouse. Order na kayo bukas.
Takam ako doon.
Guys, wag niyong kakalimutan yung ating hindi pa tapos ang laban natin sa COVID-19. meron pa ring may pandemic pa rin. May pandemya pa rin. Habang wala pang vaccine or bakuna, wag po tayong kumpiyansa. Okay? Sundin ang bida ang may disiplina. The disiplina po na campaign ng DILG at saka ng DOH. Bawal ang walang mask. I-sanitize ang kamay. Iwasan umawak ng kung ano-ano. Distansya ng 1 metro. Alamin ang totoong impormasyon. Tama ba, boy? Walang fake news, di ba, boy?
Mama.
So I will definitely watch out for your post tomorrow, boy, about the issues. Check nyo po si Boy, mahilig pong mag-post yan about politics. Talagang supporter po ni PRRD yan. Kaya baybayan po.
Na-trigger lang ako kanina kay Leni, kaya ang dami ko pinapost. Magpapahinga ako bukas.
Okay.
Ayun. Celine, thank you so much, Celine. I hope we will...
Thank you, Celine. Thank you, Eric.
Thank you, Eric, Ron.
Hope you can join us again next Wednesday. Rick, salamat. Si Mikel, masyadong busy sa kanyang negosyo. And Buboy, good night, buddy. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody. Thank you.
See you around. See you next week. Bye.